Hi, welcome to my lecture 3 video for understanding and learning Adobe Illustrator. This is my channel. Please subscribe and like the videos that you like. So here is the list of the videos, and here are the playlist where there is one for Adobe Illustrator and Adobe After Effects and Cinema 3D and Photoshop and many others. So please visit the channel. Going back to Adobe Illustrator, I'm gonna start from the scratch. So in the last video I told you about why we use Adobe Illustrator and how we use it from the start. So by pressing file and going to the new option, here we get something like this where we can just name our project like lecture 3. Then we can use any profile, but I'm not gonna use any of these because in the last video I told you that I use my own attributes of 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels and not using any bleed. So pressing OK, I have a PPI of 300 pixels per inch. I'm using CMYK, the color mode, and by pressing OK I get the artboard. Now here's my panel that I told you in the last video. Here's my panel. This is my artboard, layer 1, named layer 1. So here's the name of my project lecture 3, or the file lecture 3. Now these are the tools I'm going to tell you in this video. I'm not going to take long time. So here is the first tool, selection tool. We can get straight to this tool by pressing V on the keyboard. As you can see when I hover over the mouse, so we can see selection tool, and in the parentheses we can see V. This is the shortcut for selecting this tool. If we have some squares on the keyboard and we need to select any of these, so we can just press V on the keyboard and you can see the change in the cursor. Like here's a cursor and you see if I'm pressing V on the keyboard, it changes and the tool is selected. This one is the selection tool. So in the layer menu we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We have 7 squares on the artboard. Now we can just click on any of the square for selecting the square, and of course we have the selection tool. So if I press anywhere on the key, anywhere on the circle, it is selecting the whole circle, not any of the corner or any other side. It's just selecting the circle. We can resize the circle by going to the edges like this, to corners like this, or we can just use this circle over here to make our corners rounded to any of the scale you want. But we will use this, and I will discuss this later in the next videos. So here we go for the selection tool. We can select by clicking over here in the layer panel. Like if we have one square over here and another square over here, you can see that in the layer menu this square is at the bottom, or this square is at the bottom, and if we have a big square on top of it, we cannot see the square underneath. So if you want to select that thing that is not shown on the in the front, so we can just click here to select this square, and then we can move or resize. Yes, we can move, but it's a little hard. Like I'm gonna move it. Yes, I just moved it. I cannot move it because whenever I click over here, it selects the big square that is on top of it. So this is very handy. This thing is very handy when we want to use the thing behind anything. So this is the selection tool. We cannot move any anchor points, and that last I told you that Adobe Illustrator is working on anchor points. Like here one anchor point over here, one over here, one over here, and one over here. For square, all the corners or any you can put any anchor points anywhere in the Adobe Illustrator. So for selecting any anchor point or reshaping the rectangle or square, we can use direct selection tool, that is on the second number, and the shortcut for it is A on the keyboard. By pressing A, we will have these kind of display on the screen, like where we can just click on one anchor point and we can drag. See, now we have changed the shape of it. Like we can individually select any of the anchor point, any of the side. By pressing on this line, we can just selecting this line. So if we drag on the keyboard with the help of arrow keys, so we can do this thing. We can drag, click, and then drag by selecting any of the anchor point over here. This is direct selection tool. If we press in the middle of anything, we can move, definitely we can move anything, but this selection tool, direct selection tool, is used for moving the anchor points. So any point on anything. So here, as you can see, I'm moving this thing, so the direct selection tool is used for that. Group selection tool, there is one thing, group selection tool, like selecting these two. This is selection group. So on number 3, there is the magic wand tool. So magic wand tool is for selecting similar objects. Like if you click on here, let me tell you that if we have something red over here and then we click on it, if you click on white, it selects all the white squares, and if you click on red, it selects the red one. What if we have one more red square over here? So in magic tool, the magic wand tool, if you click on the red one, it selects both of the squares, no matter where they are, and you can see that one is on the top and one is at the bottom, but still it is selecting. And we press on one, when we press on white, it selects the white ones. The number 4 tool is lasso tool. Lasso tool is for selecting multiple objects or multiple anchor points maybe, or multiple objects that you want to use, that you want to select by your own choice. Like you want these two, or you want this one and this one over here, the anchor point over here, but you can't click on it. So if we just put a line around it, it's gonna select these 2 points, and if you move it by the help of keyboard, you can see we can move it. So anything over here we want to select, anything over here we want to select. So it's by rather than by clicking each of them, I'm just selecting the area, and how many anchor points over there, they're gonna be selected automatically. This is the purpose of lasso tool. So here are the top 4 tools. So I'm not taking too much time for making this video. So I hope you will understand the process and the need of these 4 tools, the top 4 tools. So I hope this has been informative for you. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.